नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, आदाब और खम्मा गणी दोस्तों। स्वागत है आप सभी का सुनाओ अपनी कहानी बनाओ अपनी पहचान की इस खास मुहिम में, जहां आप सुनते हैं हर दिन नई प्रेरक एवं रोचक कहानियां। तो आइए कहानियों के इसी सिलसिले को आगे बढ़ाते हुए बढ़ते हैं आज की अगली कहानी की ओर। ये कहानी है राज बोर्डिया की जिंदगी के बारे में। दोस्तों आपको बता दें, राज बोर्डिया एक उभरते युवा उद्यमी है और मूड इंडिया की फाउंडर है। इनका जन्म और पालन पोषण उदयपुर शहर में हुआ। इन्होंने स्कूली शिक्षा पूरी करने के बाद बेंगलुरु से केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग की पढ़ाई की और उसके बाद रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए काम किया। काम के साथ साथ इन्होंने फाइनेंस में एमबीए भी किया और बाद में ये सऊदी अरब चले गए और वहां लगभग 5 साल से भी अधिक समय तक काम किया। अपने करियर के 19 सालों में ये अब तक 12 से भी अधिक देशों में और भारत के 5 शहरों में काम कर चुके हैं। आपको बता दें 2020 में कोविड से पहले ही ये पूरी तरह से अपने बिजनेस पर फोकस करने के इरादे से इंडिया वापस चले आए और कॉर्पोरेट जॉब से अलग हटकर अपनी खुद की फर्म शुरू की। इसे स्थापित करने के लिए इन्होंने कड़ी मेहनत की दोस्तों, संघर्ष भी किया। हमेशा अपने माता पिता की दी हुई सीख को अपने जहन में रखते हुए धैर्य के साथ ये आगे बढ़ते रहे और देखते ही देखते ये आज एक सफल मुकाम पर आ पहुंचे हैं। दोस्तों करियर के प्रारंभिक वर्षों से लेकर सफलता का ये मुकाम हासिल करने के बीच के इनके ऐसे कई रोचक किस्से एवं अनुभव है जो आपको भी एक नई सीख दे जाएंगे। तो आइए दोस्तों उनके बारे में विस्तार से जानने के लिए अब सीधा मिलते हैं इनसे और सुनते हैं पूरी कहानी सिर्फ और सिर्फ इनकी अपनी जुबानी।
I am born and brought up in Udaipur city. I did my schooling from MBBS, Manavira Public School, and then I went on to do my chemical engineering from Bangalore, RV College of Engineering. And post that, I worked for Reliance Industries on various roles, on the operations, on the corporate side. So my last role was as a corporate development manager and heading the corporate development for Reliance Solar Division. Post that, I went on to do my MBA in finance, and then I had joined Sadak Industries, which was in Saudi Arabia. So more than 5.5 years I was in Saudi Arabia. And parallel to that, I have traveled across over 12 countries and more than 5 different cities in India. I've been my junction for some time in my career span over 19 years. Then I started my own venture in 2016, parallel to my full-time job in Saudi Arabia. And 2020, just before the pandemic, I moved for good to India so that, can focus entirely on my venture. So this is how my journey began. I have a small family and a happy family. I have got one son, wife, and mother. So I think the journey has been a complete roller coaster ride. There were a lot of ups and downs, and you have to keep your patience. The very basic challenge you will get right at the beginning is to form the right team. Now, form the right team. How to make them stick around the platform, and then how you mobilize your resources. Which is the key to any project success. I think these two parameters were the most important of all. We have been struggling, many a times, there are good people who are part of the company and then they leave the company all of a sudden. And then being on the lean side of, being on lean resources, you can't engage more resources. So I think whenever a new resource comes, which will again take time for the learning and everything. So I think these were the struggles, which always any startup faces. Plus, coming up with an innovative idea which was not done before. Is a major, I think, hurdle because you have to convince your investors and lot many other people, who are investing in you that this idea will work because there is no precedent to that. And at times, you will find that India, still has to come up. The investment still happens with a little bit of risk-averse behavior. I think that is something which will change over a period of time, I believe, in the Indian startup ecosystem. People are more prone to invest in the ideas which are already being recognized or being, that are working. So you will face such kind of challenges, in the startup. And then for me, the most difficult challenge was, since I was bootstrapping this entire startup, so I had to be, working full time, and then they had to figure out the timing, when is the right time to quit, and then, get full time on this job. So while my full time job was going on, there was a lot of efforts. During the day I was working on full time job, and during the nights I was working completely on my startup. So the work life balance was another challenge, which was a major challenge which I faced, that how to manage, and your work and life. So, you have to have strong support from your family as well to make this happen. So I would say, on the challenge part, these are the challenges which I as an entrepreneur faced. So success mantra for any successful startup is that you have to, read ahead what is coming. So you have to be ahead of the curve, and then, developing, for a tech startup company like us, to implement those technologies, and develop those technologies at the right time, and place it in the market when they're being valued the most. So I think this is the most important. Timing is the most important thing, I would say. I think there are a lot of people, who have inspired you. Being family also, my mother definitely has inspired me the most. My father also, my father taught me patience, and my mother too, gave me an insight how I can be competitive and be progressive from the mindset. I kind of was also influenced by my teachers at various levels during the schools, at college. So I will quote one favorite line from one of my professor, which is a little bit on the humorous side. Don't be so cool that you catch cold. So this is something I remember. So I would say this is the line I would like to quote. I think I grew up in Udaipur city itself. So my upbringing happened in Mother Street. This was an old city area. So there I think what I remember from my childhood days was I was a little bit notorious. So we used to play entire day, and in the evenings we used to fly kites. So probably jumping from one roof to another terrace roof. So that was something I still remember. So that was a time we had, a lot of fun. So I think which probably current age kids might be missing on that sort of fun. So those are the memories, as a childhood. I think I still remember, one day, to surprise me, my father. I just said him in the morning that I need a football, and my father surprised me with a football very same day. So that is something which I remember. I think the piece of advice I would like to give to anyone who is inspiring to become an entrepreneur is be persistent. Your passion will definitely pay off, but you need to be very persistent on what you are doing. So this is something which you need to understand also, and able to gauge it, and then just keep working and understand the market, read the market well, what is required in the market, and how fast you can move. So you have to be both agile and as well as intellectual about what you are doing. So just have a fast pace, and just be make the right decisions of why you want to do this thing. Always have the reasoning that why you want to enter into something. Is this feasible? What is the scale of it? And whether you will be able to do it with your given resources. If not, then plan your resources a bit early. I would say both are valuable, education and experience. Education will give you the logical reasoning, the mindset, what is required. Experience will teach you, what are the practicalities involved. I will say 60%, if I have to divide in the ratio, I will say 60% is experience and 40% is education. Both have their benefits. I'm definitely happy with what I'm doing right now. So this was always a dream, and the path we have chosen also is the right. I mean, we are in the right direction. What a current tech company should be in. But if I have to choose back, I would always remain to be. I would like to be a kid only, because that was the most enjoyable part of the life. So I would say the school days were the best days, and probably the engineering days were the best days of my life. To be honest, I think once we've started on this journey, embarked on this entrepreneurship journey, life actually hasn't given much time to enjoy. But the most I like is to, spend time with my kid, with my family. So that is something, which has become, which earlier used to be a kind of, a given thing, but now it has become, that time has become so valuable, that you want to spend whatever time you have with your family. So I think this is one thing definitely I enjoy most, and second thing is, I think, set of few good friends and books. I love to read, economic books. So economics is my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects. So definitely, anything around economics, watching documentary around economics, that gives me a little bit more satisfaction. I think the pandemic has showed us some bitter pictures, about life. There's no matter how much you try, at times life can be very harsh. So this is what pandemic has taught us. But at the same time, if you see, there were a lot of helping hands which came, which shows a very good side of our society. There were a lot of helping groups, which were there, which are supplying foods to the people, who were who contracted COVID. There were doctors, who helped patients getting out of COVID, and though their life was at online, but yet they tried their level best. All the medical staff workers and all these things. So if you want to see a brighter side, that humanity definitely exists. This is what COVID has taught us. And on the other side, we have seen, since we are a tech company, being on the business side, if I have to talk about, we have seen people, behavior has changed, and people have understood, how to adapt to online technologies and all these things. So the learning curve for, a lot of citizens across India has happened, in a small span of time, which is something, these dividends are going to be paid to the tech companies over a period of time. So I would say, how uh, one side is the softer side, that humanitarian side of the people you have seen. Another side, what you have majorly seen, is how the behavioral changes which has come into people, and how, companies around the globe, how we become more connected via internet. This is something which is positive, I would say. So if one song I have to dedicate, is Rail Gadi. There is a lot of meaning attached to that song. This tells you that, life is never stagnant. It keeps on moving from one station to another station. And this song was sung by Ashok Kumar himself. It's a very old movie, which the song goes like this: Rail Gadi, chuk 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 chuk, Rail Gadi. So this is the song, which, and then there are a lot of station names which comes into play. So this is one song I would like to dedicate to all the people in Udaipur and outside Udaipur. I think a message which I would like to pass on to the youth is, just don't waste your time on just leisure activities. Do something more constructive with your time. Your time is far more valuable than just giving it away for the leisure activities. So engage in something very productive, and just see how you can shape the society in the best possible way. This is your own society, and we are building our own nation. So contribute in that as much as possible. So this is a message I would like to give to you. So our platform is all about, opinion gathering and data intelligence. We have several sides of the platform. One is the media side, where we take your opinion and give you the entire intelligence around, your opinion. We take opinion on several issues, from starting ranging from social, political, economic, markets, health, entertainment, and life-wise categories. You can give your opinion, and you can analyze, and see the entire intelligence around, other people's opinion as well, in on a single issue in more than 9,000 different ways. So, and this is open for every user. Your personal, we take care of complete privacy of your data. So there is no way your data is being shared to any third party, and neither we are into data selling businesses. So the entire architecture is around on the media side in that form. On the business side, you can get your local, we are giving a space to all the local businesses to come and list their businesses over there. At the same time, they can list their entire products and everything. People can buy and sell, the products from the same platform. and we have a complete system where we can take care of your invoices and whatever intelligence you require around your business, including your customer feedback, pricing, service feedbacks, and other things, and then whatever intelligence you require, demographic, geographic intelligence around your business. So it's a 360-degree platform for local businesses, and you can check out as many things. It's your entire market information for users is in their palms now. So they can, if anything they want to purchase, they can just type it over there, and they will get to know, this is available with this particular business at this particular price, and how far that business is. All that information that you require. So, and we are also coming up with our social media site on the same platform, Mood India. You can download our application from Play Store. Very soon, you will be seeing our social media site also on the same platform. So, this is about the platform. Thank you. So thanks a lot to the entire team for giving me this opportunity to be present on WordPop. And if anyone like this story of mine, I would love if you guys can share it, subscribe it, and probably as much as possible, I think do share this. So thanks a lot.
दोस्तों, आप सुन रहे थे एक उभरते युवा उद्यमी और मूड इंडिया के फाउंडर राज बोडिया की कहानी। ऐसी ही प्रेरक कहानियां रोजाना सुनने के लिए हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन जरूर दबाएं। और अगर आज की ये कहानी आपको पसंद आई है तो इसे लाइक, कमेंट और शेयर करना ना भूलें। दोस्तों, अब आप भी बन जाइए भारत की प्रोफेशनल कम्युनिटी की आवाज़ और सुनाओ अपनी कहानी, बनाओ अपनी पहचान की इस मुहिम से जुड़कर अपने जीवन के अनुभवों, करियर यात्रा, अपने उत्पादों एवं सेवाओं के पीछे की वास्तविक कहानी से देशवासियों को प्रेरित करें और अपनी एक नई पहचान बनाएं। Tell your story, inspire and build your brand with the power of video. जय हिंद, जय भारत।